Hello everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play The Pillars of the Earth. Last time, Jack and Elena came back and provided hope again for Kingsbridge. It is 11 years later into the construction of this cathedral, well, the recommencement of the construction, and something's not going right. Things are breaking apart and we're trying to figure out why. A small crack, faulting unstable? Is this damaging the wall?
The vaulting is cracked.
If I remember correctly, I believe I know what's happening. Hammer and chisel. Okay. Oh dear. That is not what we want. Oh boy. No telling how long it will hold. It doesn't look that bad from up here. Huge cracks all the way down.
No. I don't want to break more stones loose.
I love how they voice actor did a good job of making him sound older. They look alright. North and south walls provides enough stability. Thank God.
The roof looks alright.
North and south walls, okay. What else can we look at here? Been weeks now. This noise and sand never stop. Hope Aliena is alright. Yeah, we've been going through this storm and a drought. Must be climate change, done those 12th century carbon emissions. Not much else I can look at. Perhaps I need to actually use my hammer and chisel. Here.
If I make it worse, then we'll at least know what the problem is.
Oh, it's been a while since I've done one of these.
All right. One more time.
My cat is being very restless on my lap right now. It's like he wants to be on my lap, but he also wants to move around everywhere on my lap. Oh.
If the vaulting were unstable, this part would have collapsed and the wall would retract. The cause of the problem is not up here. Tom. What would you have done now?
Poor Tom.
When we erected the eastern wall 17 years ago, there was also a crack. Yes. No matter what we did, it always came back. But this is not the same wall. We rebuilt it. But the cause could have been the same in both cases.
Stones, the ground, the cloister, the crypt.
The crypt! Huh. Yes, Tom. You kept the whole foundation there as it was. But it never had to carry this much weight before. That's it! The problem must be down there.
Oh, so it's actually different than what was happening.
Enraged.
Okay.
Bishop Henry thinks that the Pope should hear about what you wrote.
I think so, too. I would be honored if he read my book.
Philip, I really am worried about you.
There is no need for you to worry, Jonathan. It is just a book.
The problem is that the people love your sermons and what you wrote, even though most of them can't read. Your book is being copied in priories all over England.
Is that not a good thing, if our message gives people hope?
In desperate times, hope can be a powerful force.
That is very true.
Well, I fear the bishops. They might come to believe you took that power from them.
Huh? Do you?
Philip's second book, The Divine Soul. Oh, he wrote another one. The first one that was talking about all the corruption that had happened in the church, about how people were saved by so-called miracles, conveniently. Like just the, it was all about politics, more or less. The Divine Soul book, written by Philip in 1148. In his text, Philip suggests that we all carry a godly spark within us because God created man. And while sometimes it may seem as if God has abandoned us, God is indeed always closer to us than anything else, because our soul is of a divine nature. This means that man does not have to wait for salvation from outside, but that we can all change the world around us ourselves. We can plant a seed and God will in turn will make it grow. Philip's message of hope is heard in all of England and even other parts of Europe, but the Church is highly critical of the text. In his first book, Philip had only criticized fake miracles. Now he seems to claim that all men are equally divine. Members of the clergy are not closer to God's glory than any other man. I like that. So yeah, the Church doesn't like that because it wants people to depend on them for salvation when people really need to depend on themselves. I mean, they can get help from each other, but it's ultimately our own actions that determine our own worthiness, and we are all equal. Anyway, sorry. So yeah, Philip is getting up there in years, and look at Jonathan all grown up. People love his sermons. His book was written from the heart. He found his truth. Jonathan will be sub-prior soon. Still does not know who his father is. Will he ever find out? Jonathan's trees, still braving the storm, steadfast. Oh yeah, because they planted that garden here last time. Or is the time before last time, wasn't it? Anyway, I'm trying to remember if this part was in the book as well with the whole crypt, because in the book there is a problem. Well, maybe it will still come up. Maybe it'll still come up, so I won't spoil it yet.
Jack!
Have you been atop the cathedral during the storm?
Don't worry, Philip. The storm isn't as bad up there.
You shouldn't be up there risking your life. You should be with your children. Sally and Tommy have been asking for their parents all morning.
Has a daughter now, Sally. Jack and Ellie and his family of 1154. After their promise to Whaler and to keep Kingsbridge protected, Richard and Jack have spent much time fortifying the town. Since then, William Hamley has not dared to attack the town again. Aliena, who has continued her wool business, trades mostly outside of shiring. Most of the fleece she is trading is produced in Kingsbridge, where Jack erected 2 felting mills. Oh yeah, remember that little invention he made? So yeah, that's cool. Aliena and Jack have 2 children now. Tommy is already 12 years old. His little sister Sally is 9. Martha looks after both of them while Jack and Aliena are working. Some believe that Martha and Richard are in love, but if that is true, they are keeping their secret well guarded. Aww. Hopefully Richard has become a much better person than he was before.
The storm is tearing our east wall apart. If the storm works, I work. Jonathan, did you and the others come directly from Winchester?
Yes, we did.
What about Aliena?
She stayed a day longer for the fleece fair. She should be on her way back now.
In this storm?
We didn't expect it to get worse.
No one did.
I am sure she'll be alright.
I need to go. I think I know why the east wall is unstable.
Yes? Why is that?
I'm not sure, but I think the answer lies down in the crypt. I should hurry before it's too late.
Alright, so let's see, door into the cathedral. Anything in the chapter house?
That's not the way to the crypt.
No, it's not. Okay. I was just exploring. I like to explore in these games. Joshua said, Tom said a cathedral was never finished. Now I get what he meant. No kidding. Yeah, it's been how many years? That, we'll just keep going. Oh, it's the Weeping Madonna. Hello, that was convenient timing. So I seem to remember way back in like the first few episodes we did, there was something about this wall, but we never revisited it. Statue Rashid gave me would draw as many people here as Adolphus did. If it weren't for the drought and the storm.
Rashid was right. People love to believe in miracles. The reason most people come to Kingsbridge now is for Philip's sermons. He tells them what they need to hear. He gives them hope.
And I, for one, believe a miracle isn't actually a miracle unless it helps someone, brings joy to them, you know, does something actually good. You know, a statue crying, that's just a cool little trick of chemistry. But the fact that the construction could start all over again despite all the tragedy, that's a miracle.
That definitely wasn't here before. The cause of the instability must be down here.
Alright, let's dig into there. Oh, be careful, dude. Oh. Thing went fast. Okay, let's try it again. It's fine.
Dear God. These stones, they've been removed before. Whoever put them back just added some mortar on top of the stones to hide the fact that they were removed. The tile at the bottom was completely loose.
What does that mean?
I think it was an entrance.
An entrance? To where?
That's what we'll find out.
Oh, I'm excited. This has been a mystery for quite some time in this game.
Careful now.
Like, how long ago was
You've
this
got
released?
the whole east wall on top of you.
Oh.
Jack?
Jack?
I'm all right. I just hit my head. It's dark in here.
You could have brought
There's
some
a whole
light.
room here. A chamber. I'll get a torch.
Philip, I'll get it. You stay here.
Coffin? It's long, almost like a coffin.
Is that a coffin? Oh, there's sand everywhere. Uh-huh. It's a bed.
What?
There's a bed in here.
What is going on?
Jonathan, we need that torch.
Yelling isn't going to make it come any faster. Sand everywhere. Parts of the room must have collapsed, made part of the wall unstable. Let's see, a wooden drinking cup. At least that's what I think it is. There's something over here. Oh, it's just the bed. Let's look at the bed again. A bed, a musty old bed full of sand.
Who slept here?
That is a really good question.
That's not wood. It's metal. Gold, even.
What? Don't tell me.
Maybe Philip knows what this is.
Crusted with stones, a treasure? Don't tell me. Oh, can we not go back to Philip? Okay. Brush? What is that? It looks like a brush.
It's made of leather. It's a whip.
What? What's happening?
What's that doing here?
I'm
I'll have the
on.
torch.
All right, come in here.
I think this is different from the
Should
book.
be safe.
Because I don't remember this.
Did you know about this place?
No. No, I did not. I've seen this chalice before, when I was very young. It's the chalice of the Eucharist from Kingsbridge Cathedral.
Yeah, that's what I thought. The chalice they say my father stole.
Cuthbert told me about it. They said it was stolen.
And melted down, I know. Mother told me. They also said it was my father who did it.
Did they?
So he's innocent then?
He must be.
And whoever hid the chalice is responsible for his death. They hanged him in Shiring for stealing this chalice. But it was here all along.
That scourge. The whip. It belonged to Prior James.
Oh yeah,
I was
he was
afraid of it when I first visited Kingsbridge with Francis and Abbot Peter. Even the look of it scared me.
James. Maybe it was him. I think I saw him during the night of the fire in the cathedral. When the old cathedral burned down. There was a man in the fire. His shoulders were bloody, as if he had chastised himself.
That was a long time ago.
It is you! By God and the devil!
He told me that he had sinned, that he had done something to me. Perhaps because I looked like my father.
So he confessed for framing your father while he hid the cup here?
But it couldn't have been James you saw. James died weeks before the fire.
Did he? You said they never found his body. Maybe he hid down here. Maybe that's why the bed's here.
Wait. Jack, you were in the burning cathedral. What were you doing there?
Uh-oh. It's been so very long. I don't think there's a problem with this now. In a couple decades.
Aye. And then I told Philip what I'd done. He just looked at me. He didn't say anything.
Prior James Scourge. Now we're finally getting some mystery solved that just kind of came and went. Prior James Scourge, found by Philip, 1154. As a child, Philip was afraid of Prior James Scourge. He first saw it when he and Abbot Peter, the man who raised him and Francis after their parents were killed, visited Kingsbridge. Years later, James decided that Philip, now a young man, should get the chance to lead his own priory cell, St. John in the Forest. Every time Philip visited the mother house in Kingsbridge, he always remembered the day he first saw the scourge. Abbot Peter did not like the idea that pain could lead to salvation. Yeah, me neither. But Prior James believed that chastising oneself was the only way to cleanse the soul from the sinful implications of the flesh. It's not right. After Jack told Philip that he believed Prior James was alive the day the cathedral burned down, Philip remembered that only weeks before the choir did not dare to sing. Oh, I remember that. They kept hearing strange sounds from in the crypt. And we went down there and we saw an owl, but it must have been something else. Because they thought they heard some chastising himself. Some chastising himself. Come on, who writes these? I keep seeing such bad... It must be translators, because this is originally in another language. Maybe they really did hear James. Maybe James did hide in the secret room in the crypt, but why? And dialogue games are usually originally in German, because that's where they are located. And usually the translations are pretty good, but whoever wrote those just had some troubles. What is it? Oh, jeez. William, dude.
Waylerin, what do you want? Do you think it is wise to resign yourself to gluttony at times like these? While your people starve on the streets of Shiring?
Don't play the saint. You promise them miracles. And you make them pay. But your miracles never work out, do they?
God works in ways that we cannot comprehend.
My mother cannot walk. You failed. Again. What do you want?
I came about a book.
The Bible again.
No. Philip of Gwynedd wrote it. And the church is displeased. Bishop Henry was enraged. This is our chance, William.
Your chance, you mean? If you need forces, talk to Walter or Ugly. I don't care. I built your fucking cathedral. I'm done.
It's not just about Philip. It's about Aliena and her family.
Don't mention that name.
But have you not heard? King Stephen and Maud's son just signed a peace treaty.
I don't care.
You should care.
I said I don't. Now leave, and don't come back unless I ask for you. Where's my wife?
They've not returned yet, Lord William.
Then get me a whore! Now!
You're a horny bastard, aren't you? End of the war. The end of the war and the Treaty of Wallingford, 1154. After over 15 years of civil war, the battle between Stephen and Maud, England was more divided than ever. After a final confrontation at Wallingford, Empress Maud's son Henry II and Stephen arranged a truce. The treaty was later signed in Winchester and Westminster. According to the treaty, Stephen will remain king until his death, and then be succeeded by Henry II. The treaty further states that all decisions regarding land, which were made during Stephen's reign, are immediately reverted and restored to the time of King Henry I. This means that the earldom of Shiring again belongs to the heirs of Bartholomew, and not to the Hamleys. But who would dare to go against William Hamley? Oh, that's why Bishop William was saying you should care, because this land does not belong to him anymore by law. It belongs now to Aliena and to Richard. I was trying to remember his name. At the same time, far away. What you up to, Aliena? Dang girl, you haven't aged a bit, have you? So we are now playing as Aliena. We are in the middle of this storm, but why are we here? What are we looking for? You're just gonna have to find out next time on Let's Play the Pillars of the Earth. Thank you for watching and have a good day.